Hey guys, it's Mike here, and in this video, what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be talking about something that a lot of fans have had in their minds really ever since the end of Dragon Ball Z, the Dragon Ball manga, and ever since Dragon Ball Super started, which is the end of Dragon Ball Z. In this video, we're going to be talking about 5 different things that we don't want to see after the end of Z, where Goku flies off with Oob into the distance and into our imagination. So join me here today is someone you've seen on my channel in the past, the legendary Geekdom 101. How's it going?
Yes, indeed. And, now with Toriyama saying that, that superhero is very close to the end of Z, it's within a year, at some point very soon, we're guessing and speculating that we are going to get past the end of Z, I hope, in which case we have a lot, it's going to open up a lot of possibilities, and we're going to give you 5 things that we don't want because they could screw this up. They really could.
Absolutely, and after this video, make sure to go check out the video on Geekdom 101's channel, the 5 things we do want to see, which you might be able to see in the cards, but I don't know if people even see those things anymore. In the description for sure, pinned comment, etc., etc. So check that out. And let's get into the first thing that we don't want to see, which is going to be the overuse or over-reliance on transformations, because as you guys know, Dragon Ball Super has been a big time light show when it comes to those different transformations. They've gotten Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Blue Evolution, Ultra Instinct Silver Hair, which might be a form. They have the Ultra Instinct Omen, which might be a form. They have all these brand new forms everyone's getting. Piccolo has 2 new forms. Gohan has a brand new form they pulled out of his ass. Rose, they use a lot of these forms, don't they? And for me, you guys have seen that video where I told you guys they should abandon transformations and, all the dislikes that video got. So I'm not a big fan of them doing that over-reliance on transformations, but nonetheless, I do think that if they stop doing it, it's going to be a good thing.
Yeah, I think DBS it's too many transformations within a small span of time, and I agree with you. I've done videos about the same thing, that I think we need to focus more on techniques and on the fighters getting stronger the more old-fashioned way, which is just becoming better martial artists, versus the emphasis on transformations. They really got to slow that down, especially after, mastered UI, like they got to slow it down. So my next pick for what we don't want to see after the end of Z is the too much reliance on the gods. I felt like Beerus and Whis at first were fun to train Goku and Vegeta, and they can still train them, but they become like part of the main cast, and in my opinion, it's hurt their speciality. I feel like them getting involved, like for example, when Whis turned back time, or when Zeno blew up the future timeline in the Future Trunks arc, like it's almost like the gods are there to bail Goku and Vegeta out, and that takes away from the drama, and I'm really tired of them doing this. Like, I like Beerus as a character, and I like what he's taught Vegeta and things like that, but they really got to figure out a way to de-emphasize them or put them away, because it's getting to the point where if they are there to bail them out of everything, it's going to take away from the drama.
Yeah, not to mention that we were talking about these transformations. Every single time the gods are still presented as being way more powerful than the main characters, it also takes away all the impact of all these power-ups because the goalpost is always moving back.
Yes.
And Goku surpassed every character he met within an arc of meeting them. In the old school stuff, even Kami the God, King Kai, etc. So the fact that he's still so far behind them, needs all this BS power-ups, only diminishes it even further.
I agree. What's your next one?
So the next one that I want to talk about is something that, became a big topic of discussion when Dragon Ball Superhero came out, which is the art style and the animation style more as it is, which is that I don't want the new series to be primarily 3D CGI. I didn't think the CGI was bad in the new movie, but I would have preferred 2D animation, and if it was up to me, I would have everything go back to cell animation shot on film the way it used to be, 35 millimeter that thing, maybe even 70 millimeter, bring Christopher Nolan to do this one, and then we can get that up on the screen. That'd be amazing. But what do you think about that?
No, I think a lot of fans are afraid. I know our friend Black and Fist said that if Superhero was a success, he was worried that when Dragon Ball came back, it would go the CGI route. I certainly hope that's not the case, because they've proven that even though the CGI Superhero was decent, it wasn't the worst thing ever. I don't want to see a full series of that. I want to see it like Broly, or like, the good, like you said, the old school animation. So it is a fear. It's a genuine fear, and I hope that we don't see that. So my next one is, I don't want to see more nostalgia bait. As much as I love Frieza, I'm kind of tired of him coming back. They have a new cell. Like, a lot of things in Dragon Ball Super were done for nostalgic purposes. Now, I did enjoy some of the newer ideas, like, Goku Black was kind of a new idea, even though it was a fan-made idea originally. And, things like the Gammas were fun, and Tournament of Power characters were fun, but they do kind of everything that comes back from the past, whether it be Star Wars or Terminator or Dragon Ball, relies so much on nostalgia. I want the series after the end of Z to do something new, something fresh, something innovative that's not just bringing back something from the past. Red Ribbon, or, I don't know, Frieza again. Like, they could be around Frieza, maybe, especially Black Frieza, but no more nostalgia bait. Let's just, even Gohan Beast is nostalgia bait for the Cell Saga and Super Saiyan 2. So I want that to be cut down.
Absolutely. That's one of the things that I've always wanted to see. When we look at nostalgia, the reason why we have such nostalgic feelings isn't just because we were kids at the time, but also because the fact that that stuff was great on its own. It didn't rely on nostalgia to become great, whereas Dragon Ball Super and even GT, to an extent, the movies, become more like referencing things that were great rather than making something new that's great. And that's definitely something I want to see, take in a new direction and make things even better. Do what we did with Dragon Ball Z, but this time, flip the script again in a good way to take everything to the next level in a satisfying way. But that actually leads into what I don't want to see the most out of all of this, which is that all of the new characters, Oob, Pan, every other character, Goten, Trunks, that are the next generation, is utterly wasted. Because you guys know I love to talk about wasted potential, even though I don't like to see it. And the fact of the matter is that I do not want all these characters to be wasted kind of like they were in GT. I don't want it to just be Goku time again like that, and all these characters are just kind of like ancillary to help the main characters of Goku and Vegeta again, and then Gohan whenever he feels like training. And I want them to actually do something. So if they're completely wasted, kicked to the side, Oob's potential is irrelevant, Pan's potential is irrelevant, then what's even the point to begin with? So that's my number one thing I do not want to see.
Right. And just to add to that, until Superhero, Dragon Ball Super was the Goku and Vegeta show. That's what it was. And it really kind of got tiring when you get to the Moro and Granola arcs, because there we have other characters as basically side pieces for the big rumble. And at the end, it was Goku, Vegeta. I mean, people helped, and Oob even helped. But I liked the early part of the arc where Majin Buu got to do something. Like, I like that. And I do feel like if they're setting up Pan, which they certainly do as Superhero, and Oob to be important later on, I don't want it to go back to being the Goku and Vegeta show. You don't have to kill off Goku and Vegeta. You don't have to get rid of them, but it really gets to the point where I would like it if Goku and Vegeta took a backseat at least for a few arcs, maybe help train Kaba, Caulifla, and Kale in Universe 6, maybe train up Oob and we actually see it on screen more than what GT showed us. Something like that I think would work. They got to figure out ways, and I would be fine if, like, Gohan and Piccolo and Broly got more shine, because they are getting shine lately. And they do kind of step away from Goku and Vegeta. I feel like that would work out for the best. I hope they don't waste characters. They have a lot of characters. I felt like, and I said this before, the Tournament of Power should have been the retirement, the ultimate finale for a lot of these characters. Yeah. After the TOP, we don't need to see Roshi again. We don't need to see Tenshin Han again. We don't need to see even Krillin fighting again. Now, I'm not saying I don't like these characters, because I do like them, but I thought the TOP was like their swan song. Like, they're going to ride off into the sunset and still be characters and still be part of Goku's gang, but de-emphasize them. Focus on a new cast and build the show around them. So I agree.
Absolutely. So these have been the 5 things that we don't want to see after the end of Dragon Ball Z. But check out the 5 things that we absolutely do want to see over on Geekdom 101's channel. Also, make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and stick around, because there's a lot more to come in the future.
Yeah, and you better subscribe.